All right, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Trying to get our headphone set on. What is up with this thing? Boom. There we go. All right, we got this headphone set on. There we are. So, what do we got going on today? We see the dollar, I guess, dollar's about flat, down a little bit. No, it's unchanged, I guess. It's pretty much what it looks like. We have the stock market, is it down or up? I think it's up. Yeah, the stock market is up. Let's take a look at that real quick. We're getting a lay of the land. I think the oil market is quiet. Let's take a look at that. But you can see there the dollar index on our beta. Are we looking at our beta? Do we have? I thought we had it up. Oh, we didn't have it up? Where's it at? There it is. See the dollar index is up. You can see that right there. You can see the the algorithm, the daily algorithm now on a 6-day and a buy. Was it the 7th day? Can't even tell. 6 days in a buy. The weekly in a buy, for 5 weeks. The dollar, they've, as we've talked about many a time here, they're not cutting the rates. Not right now. Let's put it that way. They're not cutting the rates now. Somewhere down the road, when they get a chance, they can justify it. They will. They will cut those rates, but not right now. Maybe tomorrow, but not today. So we look at that. We can see over here. Let me just show you the dollar index too. I'm not dollar index. I don't have much to beat up. Powell was kind of, I guess they call it contrite, or it was like, well, inflation is still here, so I can't cut. But the moment we see the next PCE, and if it's going in the right direction, we'll cut. I mean, that's pretty much where he's at. He's on the edge of promising something he can't do. But if he even gets a simple little chance, he will. That's pretty much where it's at. It's, you just kind of, ooh, what's that all about, huh? But that is what it is. All right, let's take a look at the euro this morning. Let's see. Let's turn that on over there. And there's the euro. You see the euro trying to bounce up. You can see the green line right here. And it's making its move towards the 0 line. And weekly curved. That's about it. It's trying to lift up. It's not challenging the manifold, but the manifold is relatively tight. But still, it's not challenging it. So I would say, a lot of traders like to say we're from Missouri. In other words, we want to see it first before we believe it. That's what that expression means. And a lot of people say that in America. I'm from Missouri. In other words, I want to see it before you say it anymore. And that's where we are at. People want to actually see the price cut, or they want to see the inflation dropping. They just want to see it, actually see it, not the chit-chat about it. We've gone from cutting 7 rates down to about 2 at this point. So, and you can see there, the euro doesn't really have a lot of comfort level about going up. It doesn't seem to want to just start going up. It wants, instead it's basically saying no, not now, and that's the whole dance that's going on, which is very odd. Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't put the chat line up. Let me put the chat line up. Let's see right there, and right there, and there's the chat line, and I see. Whoa, there we go. I see. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Janos. Doc, I need a stock suggestion, something to hold long term. Let's see. Hey, just one? What is the best product to hold long term? Used to be Apple was pretty much an easy go-to, but it's not anymore. We've been weekly sells more than weekly buys. Let's see. What would be a good go-to? Probably something on the it's one I've been looking at a lot lately. Bristol Myers Squibb, BMY. It pays a nice dividend. You and you can't. I guess you can't sell calls against it, but that would be if I had to just sit around in a product. I think it'd be Bristol Myers Squibb. Maybe BMY. Maybe something benefiting from inflation. Well, they'll benefit from inflation. Let's see, what else does he say? I read that Biden could talk about tariffs on Chinese metals. Yeah, he's talking about it. We'll see if he does it. But X's chart looks just awful to me. X? Oh, that's because their U.S. Steel is what is it? They're trying to block the merger with Nippon Steel. That's why that looks bad. Market is up, but it booked a new low overnight. Yeah, it's going after like not 9-month lows, but it's going after or not no, November. The November is where we went into the weekly buy on the S&P 500, and we've been in the weekly sell now for. Let's throw that up on the screen for you since we're talking stocks. Where's the mouse at? There's the mouse. There it is. Okay, yeah, right there. That's the S&P. Oh, no. Right there. There we go. I thought I clicked on it. There it is. There we are. There we are. So we've been in the weekly buy in that product, which started in the beginning of November, end of October, and we went into the weekly sell a week ago. I think the SPY is 2 weeks now. This is 2 weeks now on the S&P, but the SPY I think is 3 weeks. And you can see that we got a lot of room to get down to say there, which is like the 48. There's a lot of money lined up to buy in the 48 area. That's why it makes it hard for it to break down. Every time it breaks down, there's a lot of money managers that need to be invested. And so they're reaching up and buying. I wouldn't be surprised if a pop came around the corner, but we need a buy, daily buy to make it at least give us that 3 or 4 day hump, on the upside, where it goes up. Let's see. So it looks like it might be that the buy, the dips, has turned into a sell, the rips. Yes, basically. But there's also, like I said, there's a lot of money on the sidelines waiting to get into the market. They've been underinvested for almost 3 years now, and it really is becoming a problem. The money managers just don't trust Mr. Biden, and so they've been underinvested. And the investors, remember a lot of, all these funds, they're pretty much, using investor money. So it kind of makes it tough. The investors say, when are you going to get in fully invested? Or when are you, Trump might win and the market will go flying, why aren't you in there? That type of thing. So I think that there's a fear, an underlining feeling that now that like the Nifty, well, not the Nifty 50, the Magnificent Seven and so forth have stalled out, they're feeling like hot money is not coming into the market at the moment. And that hot money is the hot, in other words, that's short-term money who's been buying and buying and buying like momentum. And, we could even literally talk about that, could literally be a headline because a lot of professionals know about hot money. Hot money is money being invested in the market on the short term. And that's what was going on with Nevada and a lot of these other products that were really flying over the last 12 months. It was hot money chasing after them. And then when the momentum changes, they sell them. And that's hot money. And so hot money is not perking the market up at the moment. And the money managers are afraid to do it because they don't have a lot of confidence in the statistics and the data, just like you've mentioned many a time. What do you call it? The fundamentals are just not honored anymore. They're not the deciding factor on when a product is trading, and so they're concerned because money managers function through fundamentals. And they're looking for earnings to be pretty high going into the end of the year. So let me see if I can put Bristol Myers Squibb up on the screen here as a stock, and just show you what that looks like. I mean, we're picking some of that up at 49. It ran up to around 55. Sold calls as it was rising, and I think it's back down to 50 or 49 again. It's like that type of thing. Let's see if we can find it here. BMY. Okay. All right, that's Boeing. Look at Boeing. I was looking at Boeing this morning. We've been in a weekly sell on that poor thing since back in here. Let's see, like that. Let's just put that in there. Right there. And so, I mean, this is interesting. This product, this is Boeing. We went into the buy here, ran all the way up to there, and then we started breaking down in here. You can see the fast algorithm, but it confirmed it with the green there. And then let's put BMY in there now. Copy. Paste. There we are. Let's do BMY. There we go. There we are. And so, close. Yeah, so it's back down to 48. I would say that looks fine. It has a dividend of about 3.5% or something like that. We're in a weekly sell here from this move here. Wait for the next weekly buy. Well, dollar cost average into it. Don't just throw all your money at once. Every month or every 2 weeks, average into the product. That's pretty much the best way to do it. So BMY, I like that. You got distracted. Question remains valid. Okay. Yes. So, yeah, the RIPs definitely have been sold. There's no doubt about it, and that's because of the momentum, hot money stuff. What about X? Well, let's take a look at X. X is... let's go find X. X is having its problems. I mean, it's still way higher than when we liked it at $10, that's for sure. Or was it $20 or something like that? I thought it was $10. Let's see. Let's put it in. There's BA. Let's put it in where ARM is. There's X. And X again. There we are. And then close. So yeah, this is where they're blocking the what do you call that? The Nippon Steel. So they knocked it down to there, but I mean, it's doing a fine job from the $20 area when we first liked it. So I thought it was even lower, but it may not be. Have you checked that? Was it here? August last year we liked it here at the $20 area, and a couple days later it jumped, and so it's it looks fine to me. I mean, obviously nothing goes straight up. It has been plummeting since November of 22. Yeah, that's why I really like it, because it's backing off. It's one of the top pharmaceuticals. They do all kinds of stuff. It's like a Johnson & Johnson, where they do Band-Aids and they own a biotech, and they have it all. They're very diverse. So to me, buy low, sell high. They're not going out of business, that's for sure. Yeah, it was a $75 stock. It's down basically 33%. It's well worth thinking about. It has a good dividend. I think it's got about a 2.5%, 3% dividend, if not more. So I like that one. I think if you want to own something for 2 years, you said, put it in there. I think that's a goodie. Meat processor. What's this? If we speak inflation, what about TSN? Tyson Foods. I know that the Tyson, it's okay. You can diverse and let's take a look at it. What's the symbol? TSN. TSN. Let's see. There's Micron still in a buy. Format. TSN. Add symbol. TSN. Look up. And TSN right there. Okay. Close. There we are. TSN right there. It's been in a buy since right here. That was a good move from the 56. That's kind of a tight moving product, isn't it? 56 to was that 60? Only a $4 move. I don't think I'd be a buyer in there until it got into the 40s again. That's the way I see it. It's got that same dropping going on where it was in the 60s, drops down into the high 40s and goes up into the mid 50s and then back down into the low 40s or mid 45s again, runs up again. Yeah, I wouldn't even consider that. If you're going to start dollar cost averaging in that, do it in the under the 50, right around the 51 area, down all the way down into the 40s. That would be the way I'd play it. There's the last buy right there, is it? Maybe. There's a weekly buy there. There's a weekly sell right there. There's another weekly buy right there. So, yeah, I'm not that hepped up on it. I mean, all stocks, to a great extent, are inflation stocks because they're good companies are able to raise their prices, so they compensate for inflation with no problem. Let's see, it appears at the 100 mark. Let's see, meat processor. If we speak inflation, okay, it appears that it hit 100 mark. Did a major surge throughout 222, then finally posted a result indication, a recovery of November 23. I just like meat. I wouldn't buy it until it gets down into the low 50s. Since you can't sell calls, see, it's one thing if you can sell calls and buy puts. Then you can buy anything anytime you like because you can always protect it. But when you're not able to protect it, then there's no reason. Isn't there anything you can do calls and puts on in Europe? There must be something you're allowed to do calls and puts on. So no, I'm not. Oh, you can like meat. I don't. I'd invest in cows. If you could invest in cows, if you like meat, you'd be better off. Again, can you buy future options? You could buy calls on the cattle. Cattle looks. Let's see. Put that up. Cattle's been in a sell. Yeah, you can always put a stop loss in. I would think. At least in America, you can. Who knows what you can do in Europe? Sounds like they have no interest in allowing you to invest correctly whatsoever. They probably want you to put money in their banks at zero interest rates. That's probably all they really want you to do. It's kind of like some type of odd fascist dictatorship. It's really odd. Now here's hogs. Hogs have just backed off from the 110 area, and you can see there it's trying to do the bounce. They were in a buy, and they're still in a weekly buy. They've been in a weekly buy, hogs, since the 90 cent a pound. Now here's cattle. There's cattle. Cattle was in a buy all the way back. Let's put the June contract in there. Here is cattle. Cattle was in a buy all the way back in the $1.70 area. It traded to 185. It's now back into the 170 area. It's trying, actually, first time, and went into a sell here. It's been in a sell all the way down to here. Yesterday it closed in a buy for the first time, and you can see the weekly is trying to turn back up. So maybe we'll get some buying there. There's cattle, and that's the prices there. But hogs and cattle have been falling down, and so have been the feeders. Here's the feeders. There's April. Let's do May feeders. There's May feeders. May feeders have been selling down too, from $2.60 a pound down to $2, a little under $2.33 a pound. So they're trying to turn. Meat is trying to turn. You should look and see if you can get a futures account and buy calls on the meat. That'd probably be better. Do bull spreads or something. So that is that. All right, now from there, let's see. One can put. What can one do? Loss level. Okay, well that's good. I hope that answered your question. But to me, Bristol-Myers Squibb is at the low end of its range and it pays a good dividend. Let's see what Tyson does. Let's see what Tyson's dividend looks like. Let's see. Ding. Ding. TSN. All right. Dividend is earnings per share is a minus. How about that? Where's the dividend? They must have a dividend. Forward dividend is it's about 3%, over 3%. It's a 3.3, but almost 3.4 on the dividend. So that pays for you to hold on to it. That's for sure. Same thing with BMY. Let's see where BMY's dividend is. Yeah, BMY, its dividend is a yield of almost 5%, 4.97. So I kind of lean into that, and dollar cost average into it. That's probably like the safest if you have to be blindly holding on to something for X amount of years. What I mean by blindly is, you buy it and you're not planning on selling it again for 2 years. But I would not pile into it. I would dollar cost average into it every month. Let's see. From there, let's go back over. Where were we at before that? I can look at anything you want. No problem there. All right. So where was I? I was at oh, we were looking at the euro. That's what it was. Let's take a look at the euro. There it is. So there's the euro. How's that sound, Giannis? Does that help you out? If I had to choose something, I'll go with BMY and dollar cost average into it. Who knows? You might be able to get some for 47 or 46 or something like that. 45. But dollar cost average into it, and it pays a nice dividend. They're a very solid company. They're not going out of business, I can tell you that. They don't have anything that looks too scary. I think a lot of the pharmaceuticals are way overpriced from the COVID situation. Yeah, it's BMY. boy Mary Young. Let me see if I can put it in the chat line. Am I signed in? Sign in the chat. Okay. Okay. There we are. Let's see where it's at. There we go. Get rid of that. Go like that. Go like that. And let's go to the chat line. Sign in the chat. I did sign in the chat. Why not? Oh God, it keeps on giving me commercials. All right, we'll be able to put the stock symbol in there. Skip. There it comes. BMY. There we go. That's the stock symbol. All right. What else do we got brewing here? So we were looking at the euro, and the euro is trying to lift up. You know, it's trying. That's the key word there. And you can see it's actually through the zero line at the moment. We got a green and a red. So we're seeing the same type of action in the cable. There's the cable. We're seeing the same action. It is through the green, and it's just a green. But both have weeklies that are minus. So that's something that we would like to see at least start to begin to turn up before we really believe that there's something there. I would imagine, just because we know that it's not easy to get that rate cut, that I would imagine markets will just chop sideways here for a while. I really do. I think that's all they're going to do. Top U.S. market regulators probing insider trading guardrails, officials say. In what? Anything particular or everywhere? Everything's insider trading. Remember, we have the socialists in charge right now, so they don't like anything. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission scrutinizing whether investment advisors and other firms have strong enough policies to ensure non-public information is not misused to gain an illegal edge in trading, and top official told Reuters. Oh, I don't believe Reuters. Don't read Reuters. Reuters is misinformation. I think that this is pretending to work. Yeah, Reuters is a joke. Pelosi does insider trading. No, she doesn't. Congress people are allowed to do that, to invest from information they know, and that's not insider trading. The law says it's okay for them to do it. It's everybody else it's against the law. BlackRock and J.P. Morgan knew inflation beforehand. You're right. No, I don't know if they did or didn't, but I can say this. Mr. Powell had no idea that there was inflation, and he's supposed to know it first. You can use it because it's legal. So, I mean, that's the problem, is that the lawmakers are benefiting from it. It'll change, over time. Yep. Yeah, it's just legal. That's what it is. Right. Well, they have inside knowledge. It's not insider. It's inside knowledge. They know that they're going to change a law that benefits a company, and then they invest in it. The company's not telling them that they're going to benefit from it. The insider information is normally, if, let's put it this way, if your brother or your sister was a congressperson and they bought a company, they said, okay, buy this company. No, in other words, they were buying this company, and you say to them, so what are you investing in? And they go, I'm investing in steel. Okay? Because they know that they're not going to block the merger. And you go buy steel, you're insider trading because they told you, and that's insider information. They know it from from policy, that's not insider information. Look up the rule fair disclosure. That's the actual rule. It's called fair disclosure. Take a look at that. That defines insider trading. And it's that's what the actual title of it is. That's a law. Fair disclosure. Let's see. For a set of class of people, set positions. Yeah, well, no one's stopping them. Like army men are allowed to kill. Right, basically, yep, exactly. Congress people can invest or, put their money where they want to with whatever information they have. There's no law stopping them. So let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, I know it's. Should we use this as something? Insider trading as a title today. Fair disclosure. Why don't we say that in the title today for the title today? Fair disclosure, good or bad? We could go like this. We could say SEC fair disclosure. How's that? You know what I mean? That's a good headline, isn't it? That might catch a couple eyes. What do you think? Fair disclosure. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. So I think I'm going to do that as a title today. There you go. I'm going to send it over. You take a look at it. You tell me if you think that looks all right. Title. Because we've been talking about it for 30 minutes now. Remind me later. Okay, now I'll show you how I'm going to write it. Disclosure. Disclosure. Let me just double check how that's spelled. Disclosure. Fair. Oh, come on. There you go. SEC. Fair. Fair. Okay, so we go like this. There you go. Okay. Here it comes. There we go. That should be the title. Now, let's get back to the webinar. U.S. Congress is like police in Russia. Yeah, it probably is from an anecdote. I will be right back. Okay. So, all right, let's get back to where were we at? I think we were at the cable. We were at the cable? Let's check out the cable. Yeah, we're at the cable. So you can see cable holding up fairly well, trying to lift. But both Euro and the weeklies of the cable, and we go to the Swiss, they're all losing against the dollar. Now you can see today we're seeing an interesting move there a little bit at the moment. It's trying to go minus, which means when the dollar Swiss pairs trade is going down, it's gaining against the dollar. So in other words, all this move in this weekly buy, it's been losing against the dollar from all the way back in here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. All the way back in here, it's been in a weekly buy. And so it's just showing a little weakness in there. the weekly itself is so high up, it could be extremely thought as overbought. So it might come back down and challenge the 90, 20 area, 90 even. Who knows? Anything's possible, something like that. Just because we're so confused at this moment in time, not me, but the market is, about a cut in rates and inflation. We know there's inflation. That's the weird part. I don't even know how Mr. Biden can stand up and say there's no inflation, but he does. He says stupid things like that. But that's besides the point. But yeah, I mean, everybody knows it. When you go to buy food, you go to put oil in your machines and fuel in your machines and just everything in general. It's definitely an issue. It is. It is, and it is. So now from there we go over to the yen, which I believe took it on the chin again last night, and today it's about unchanged. It's in the 154 area, almost heading for 155. Oof. And it's been in that daily buy now for going on 9 days, and combined with actually, to be honest, what's it been? It's been in a buy since March, the beginning of March. So it's like 3, 6, 9, and 10, and then so it was 10 days in the buy, then went into a sell for 3 days, and then went back into a buy for another 3 days. So that's 16 out of 19 days in a buy. Then it's 20 out of 21. Then it's 22 out of 22. 23 out of 22. And now we have another 9. So 32 days in a buy and 5 days in a sell? No, 4 days in a sell. So 4 days in a sell out of that. So 28 days out of the last 32 days, it's been in a buy. And same thing with the weekly. I mean, it's been in a weekly buy now for 5 weeks. And so that's a lot of push going on there, on the upside. We can go take a look at, let's see, what time is it? All right, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll look at the rest of the currencies. Let's look at the Nikkei. I want to look at the Nikkei just because of the sake of, seeing this action. And so here's the Nikkei. You can see it right there. It's been breaking down from all that. As the currency goes up, it goes down. It's like an increase in inflation. It's a tough situation going on there. They keep on taking the stock up, which means that it's losing in value, and it's at $1.54, or I guess you could say it's 154 yen. And I guess in some ways it's like 34 lira to the euro. Interesting. In many ways, it's it's hard to say, but I'm just trying to think of It's funny that we have the Turkish lira next to the Japanese currency, and so the yen. So it is odd. It feels funny, it does. Yeah, it does. It feels funny because they both are having a lot of problems here. They have, supposedly they call it the 20 trillion, not billion, not million, $20 trillion carry trade going on over in Japan. So it definitely is. There's a lot of issues there. We are on a fine line when it comes to the global markets. I mean, really, why are money managers nervous? Overall, be honest. They're nervous because they know that they don't trust the numbers they're looking at. That's what the problem is. That is the problem. All right, now from there, let's see. Let's go take a look at the great experiment. There's the Turkish lira. Is that the Turkish lira? No, that's Canadian. There it is right there. It's trying to get back into the buy. So at one time, see, there was never 1 yen to $1. Okay, that's what why I hesitated a little while ago. About a minute ago. There's never been 1 yen to $1. But But there is a time where there was 1 lira to $1. And so that's why I don't look at the yen as devastated as a currency compared to the lira, because that's a really wild thing going on there. I think, I don't know if pre-war or after war, when they redid things, that it had, if there was ever 1 yen to $1, it's possible. But historically, we've always seen the yen like as a penny, 1 yen to 1 penny, not $1. Whereas the lira, we've seen the lira, 1 lira to $1. So, in modern times here, in the modern markets, So that's what always makes me a little confused about it, but it's tough. Now you can see there, as we're showing you, the Nikkei, has been gliding down from that damage, and at the same time, you can see the weekly has been having weekly problems for 4 weeks. All right, now from there, let's go over to we'll go to the South African rand, which has been, it's on this upwardly slope, and we've seen gold go sideways from it. That's pretty much what it is. Sideways up, no less, though. Sideways up. And there it is right there. Let's put the gold in there. And there's the gold. And you can see from that, let's see, where's that mouse at? Right there. Right there. So, yeah, that shows you that, gold, and it's actually trying to get into the buy today. But you can see where we went into the sell here, it went sideways up. It didn't go sideways down. Now, obviously, because we're in a weekly buy, there was no recommendation for a short. All it was is to neutralize your long position from here, basically from right there, to neutralize it until we got back into a buy. Now, if it gets back into the buy, you would be unneutralizing, get long, become fully long again. In other words, imagine if you sold, you go into the daily sell here, you're long gold from the beginning of the weekly buy, from back here at, like $2,040, that type of thing, And so then, basically from there, where's that, $2,050? And then it's been in that weekly buy. It goes into sell here. You're neutral. You sell some calls against it, or a call against it. And as it breaks down a little bit, you make a little bit or nothing. And then when it starts to get back into the buy here, you cover the call. In other words, you take it off, and you're still long and have a gain going on of $150 at that point. And so then it goes gliding up for another $175. So it goes into a sell here, and you sell a call again. And so the call over these time period more than likely is having issues. It's decaying each day, and you're long the gold contract, but it's hedging you for if there was a correction down a little bit down into here. So then now if this goes back into a buy, you cover your call again and you ride the north, that type of thing. And that's how that usually works. All right. And if you're really nervous, you buy puts with the premium that you take in from the calls. That's the concept there. All right. Now we'll go from there to the silver. Silver's doing somewhat the same thing. It's trying to climb in, but it's got that red dot going on. But it did the same thing. It went into the sell and pretty much hovered. But we've been in that weekly buy since the 22 area. And so it got all the way up to 30. And now it's bouncing around in the 28s. And it's not getting into the buy, it looks like, at the moment. It's trying, but it's almost there. And then from there, we go to copper. Copper is, again, another real sloppy situation over that same time period. The slope has been up, even with it in a sell. And at the same time, we're in a long weekly buy from the 370 area, and it's going up to 440. So, no, not 440, 435. So from 370 to 435, it's been a good weekly buy. And each time it gets into daily buys, it's been some good trades in there. You're making 10 cents here and 5 cents there. And that's not bad in copper. And so that's been the action we've seen with the copper situation. Now, from there, we jump over to the most dangerous of all the metals, as far as I'm concerned. And that is the platinum. It's in a weekly buy from the $900 area. It gets up to the 1040, 1030, 1020 area. It picks up 120 bucks, and it's still in a weekly buy, but we going into the sell right here. And we've been in a daily buy since it went into there, basically. So, that's I have a hard time being short that product because I just don't trust the way it moves. What about FCX for copper? That every time copper goes up, FCX goes up. They follow each other very well. I'm not too bullish in the metals. I'm not sure. Are they going to? I guess it's like the oils. I've seen guys talking about oil where they thought for sure by now it would be at $100 a share, at least. I'm sorry, $100 a barrel, at least in the 90s, and here we are at 86 for an 85 in the West Texas Intermediate. For North Sea oil, people thought we were going to see 100, and we're not seeing that either. So I would assume maybe the metals are going to maybe hold up. Maybe they will. As long as they're in a weekly buy, I'll be a bull. The moment they fall into a weekly sell, I'll be gone. I'd be a bear. I think that's pretty much what it comes down to. But FCX, good company. Want to look at it? I'll look at it with you. Okay, FCX. I thought I had it in there. There we are. Yeah, so there's the stock up in the 50s, and it's trying to get back into the buy there today. It's been in a weekly buy since, is that it right there? 22, what is it? Yeah, so went into a weekly sell there, then went into a weekly buy there, and so it went into the weekly buy at 40, and now it's up in the 50. So it's a, what is that, 20% move? And then last time it went into a weekly buy was right there, and went from 37 up to, what's the high of there? 43. Is it 47? Let's see, what's that there? 33. So it went into the weekly buy at 33, and went as high as 43. So that's pretty good. And then we went back into let's take this sell and move that here. And it went into the sell there, and it zigzagged around, but it pretty much went down, I don't know, about $3 or $4. I just think it's kind of high. Let's put it this way, copper will have some strength in it because once, Trump gets into office, it's basically you're betting on Trump to win. Buy copper or buy, because that's an industrial metal. So that's really the gist of it all at this point. All right. So that's copper FCX. All right, where were we at? Oh yeah, that's the we'll leave that in there so we can watch it. From I mean, every day you can go back and look at it if you want. So from there, let's go take a look at boom, 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 boom. Let's see. I guess we might as well look at. I might as well close this. No reason to look at the intradays at this point. Yes to all. And that's pretty much the currencies. Let's see. Who else could the Republicans nominate? No one. No one. There's nobody. Nobody has the guts and fortitude as Biden. I mean, I'm sorry, as Trump. So, I mean, I could see in the future people like DeSantis and a few other governors. There's a half a dozen good governors easily that could be president. There's no doubt. But right now, to clean up this mess, our country is upside down at this point. We have. I could give you 10 names easily. We have a lot of good people that would do well, but right now Trump is the only one I think that can clean this mess up. He's so brave and willing to fight the fight. He's a patriot. So, all right, let's close that. Now let's go over to. We're at 17. They're really lifting the market up, aren't they? They're lifting it back up again. All right, so let's go over to the oil sector. Let's see the oil sector. Let's go to the oil sector and see what's going on there. Let's put crude oil up there. There's crude. It's still drifting down. And over on the beta, let's put it up on the beta because then we can take a look at North Sea oil too at the same time, right there. There, you can see there. Let's see. Let's show you the beta. Beta's been in the sell for 7 days now. 7 days. And it's threatening over here. You can see it there. It's threatening to go after the weekly. It's breaking through the manifold. And you can see here, this is 2 days behind. So, what does that say? The 16th? Oh, that's the daily. So daily is a day behind. And let's go to, no, that's the weekly. 16th? Why does it say the 16th? Huh. That's cool. Oh, I see. Yes, it's the 16th was the weekend. So we're just starting to see. I'm not even sure what the hell we're seeing at that point. But it's trying to get into the weekly sell at this point. All right. Now from there, we go. Oh, let's stay there and go over to North Sea oil. There it is right there. And there's North Sea oil. Trading, it's dropped underneath the 90 down towards the 98. Was that the 88 area? And we're in a daily sell. Was that six out of the last 7 days? It's been in a daily sell, and at the same time, it's trying to break down on the weekly. Trying is a key word there. So from there, we go to the natural gas right there. There's natural gas. You can see the same situation. 5 days in a daily sell. It's the second week on the buy. It keeps on holding up there, and you can see the product has been in that sell. We'll see if it rolls over again on that weekly signal. Then from there we go over to which we were really stunned with, the Spanish energy company. It got up to, what was it, 22 and a half. It's doing it again today. It has touched, let's just show you. It got up to $23 a share, and it's trading right now at 20. What is it at? 22. Is that 68? Trading at 22.68, and it's been in a daily buy for 5 days, and it's been going up for 5 days. And you can see it's been in a weekly buy for 2 weeks. So energy products are moving north when it comes to the energy sectors there. All right, guys and gals, we will catch you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is what? Thursday, right? So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders.